What's going on, guys? Zuchain Joku, Sneaker Principal, and welcome to this next episode of the Sneaker Principal podcast. I am getting ready to go to bed, and I was actually laying in the bed when I realized, I've not recorded today's episode. But funny enough, earlier today I was trying to upload some videos to catch up, and I lost sequence of my episodes. I think I might know the sequence at this point in time, but definitely lost sequence. So I'm going to have to go into the Get Info feature in my Mac when I upload the videos to see the metadata of when each video is recorded, so I can make sure that all the videos are in actual sequence. What did I get myself into? Yeah, but that is the challenge of life. You know, sometimes things don't quite happen the way you want it to happen. Things happen in an order that is not to your own making. It happens the way it's supposed to happen. And this is what I want to talk to you about in this episode. As a leader, your job is often to get the mission accomplished, to get the job done. And often for you to get the job done, you have to have that mission, which is usually something that's given to you by whoever initiated the journey that you're on. And sometimes it might be you. You might have seen something that you felt like needed to be done, and you said, okay, that's my mission. This is what I'm going to get done. But often it's not the case. Often the mission is given to you, either by somebody who brought you into a project, onto a team, into a school. But usually that's how it works out. But part of that mission is the one thing. Actually, let me take that back. The one thing when it comes to mission that is often yours is the vision. Because you guys will see how you're going to get there. I feel like the worst visions are the ones that are given to you, but you're trying to see someone else's eyes, through someone else's eyes. And often what you see might not be what you understand, or might not be what you perceive. Actually looking at somebody else's vision. The mission could be very clear. I need you to do X, Y, Z for this purpose. Very clear. I need you to move the school 20 points in ELA. I need you to move a school 20 points in math. I need you to reduce the school's chronic absenteeism. I need you to reduce the school's or increase a school's attendance or family engagement. Very, very clear. But you can look at the percentages and know if I do these things, I've accomplished the mission. But how you get there, or how you see yourself getting there, what you see at the end of that mission, that vision is often totally yours. It is yours because you literally cannot see through someone else's eyes. Like, that's something that's virtually impossible. So when you have a mission, that's something that's been established clearly. This is what you need to do. This is what our end goal is. But when you have a vision, how you see it is really how you translate that mission, how you look at the overall terrain, and how you're going to navigate yourself. It doesn't change the mission, but how you see yourself getting through it is completely yours. And the problem with that in leadership is that often when you build teams of people who are working towards the mission, we tend to have a vision for the people who are there, not realizing that they have their own eyesight. They have their own vision. The most important thing that the mission itself is very clear. If the mission is very clear, then everyone will play their part in accomplishing that mission. You as a leader, your job is to make sure that there is a unified guide in that mission. I'm sorry, in the vision itself. Their reference point. This is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to get there. But everyone who's part of that journey is going to get there the way they see fit, in alignment with the mission and kind of the umbrella vision. But the umbrella vision can never truly be theirs, because at the end of the day, you see through your own eyes. Somebody might be watching this and saying to me, like, Uche, you're overcomplicating this. But the reality is, it's not that complicated. It's just fact. It's just fact. And let me put this into normal terms. Leaders, not everybody on your team is meant to be with you the whole entire journey. And often what happens, we get upset with people when they leave our teams or when they want something more, or their ambitions are much higher than the one that you set for them. The thing that I hate the most is when people say, hey, I have plans for you. No one should ever have plans for you. And if they have plans for you, you should never fall back on someone else's plans for your life. Because then what happens is no longer your life. In the work that we do, it doesn't matter if it's education, if it's banking, if it's, the legal field or engineering, whatever it is, entrepreneurship, when you're under someone else's tutelage, their leadership, their mentorship, their guide, their consultation, you have to remember that all you're doing is learning from them, taking from them. But ultimately what's going to happen is you're going to have to set your own vision for where you see yourself going next. Or almost always, you already have that in your mind. The problem is often leaders start to feel some kind of way because they feel like, I've given you all this, I gave an opportunity, I did all this for you, and now you're leaving me? Or now you think you're too good? That's a problem. Not for the subordinate or the person who is being ambitious. It's for you as a leader, because you always believed that that person was going to be there. That their life, their dreams, their families, their needs, their wants was superseded by yours. And that is not true at all. It should never be true. Members of my team, I always see them as being there temporarily, because in all reality, I have to believe that they want more. And my job is to make sure that while they're with me, they're working to their maximum effort to accomplish the mission, but at the same time, they're gaining so much to allow them to actually also develop a vision for themselves and their lives. Leaders, stop holding people back on your team. As a matter of fact, you should be pushing them to think above and beyond their present position. That's ultimately their decision of what they want to do, but your responsibility is to keep pushing them, to say, hey, you can do more. And by doing that, what you're going to do is actually create a space for them, but also for yourself, to be a builder of leaders. Yes, I know it's hard when people leave your team and you're thinking to yourself, man, I invested so much. Maybe you invested so much in the wrong spaces. Maybe you invested so much in that one person. Maybe that's why it hurts so much, because now you're like, what do I do? But the reality is, if you did your job right, you have other people who are also being equally invested in it at the same time. Like in theater, in plays, in dramas, on stage, you always have an understudy. Because if something happens to this person over here, this person can step in. And hopefully can step in on a highly effective level to continue the work. Understanding now they're bringing their vision into the mix as well. Call to action. Sit down with your team and ask them what they see. How are they navigating the terrain in accomplishing the mission? Then also ask them, what do they see for themselves as they move through this terrain, through the mission, all the way to the end? What do they want for themselves? And as a leader, it's your job to help them get there. But the more people you get to that next level, the stronger you become, because now you have allies across the playing field who can always say, hey, when I worked for you, you helped me get to this level. And not all of them will do that. Some people might literally just, once they leave you, they leave you. It's just human nature. But the good ones are the ones who are always going to be like, listen, we are family. We are brothers. We are sisters. We went through this together, and I'll always owe you the opportunity that you gave me. Folks, Uche Njoku, Sneaker Principal, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll talk to you soon. Be well.